The other thing that came across the waiver wire that is certainly interesting and noteworthy from 670 The Score, on with, Mully and Haw here.
Stacey Dales.
As Stacey Dales did report it as well on Mully and Haw. Thank you, Carm. Early this season, Shane Waldron and the Bears weren't scripting their first 15 plays or so. And they've started to do it recently. Stacey Dales saying now you're seeing a little bit more polish. And, that is a wild statement.
That just gave me a headache.
Yeah, that is a wild statement, and certainly something that I think we should discuss because, A, what? And B, yeah, that makes sense that they weren't scripted because what the heck was going on those first 15 plays? And that was our question. Every time we come into a post-game show, like, you guys have scripted these plays and you don't look ready. Well, it turns out they weren't scripting them. How?
That's bizarre. I don't know. I mean, there were some things the first couple weeks of the season that, even things that we were hearing it just seemed like they were too cute with the personnel. Trying to reinvent the wheel, apparently being like, I don't even need to script the first 15 plays. We'll do what we do. That's just so
we'll talk
weird.
about that, as a, a coach, right? Coach, put your Coach Hogue hat on and talk about the importance of scripting the first 15 as opposed to reacting to what you're seeing as the defense comes out on the field.
Well, honestly, it's not even like that controversial it's just common sense to have your first drive ready to go. I mean, I think that's the genesis of having like your first 15 plays. Like the number is sort of arbitrary. It's just sort of called first 15, but really all you're doing is planning your first drive of the game, which if you could have every drive for the whole game planned, you would. But the reality is the whole game is adjustments. The only drive you don't have an adjustment to is the first drive. And so you go through your practice, you see your whole week of practice, your preparation, you see what's working, what your players are into, what you haven't run a whole lot of yet, what you think you can run against this defense, and you put together what's essentially a menu. And you have your menu for the entire game, but you obviously have your favorites ready to go because you think you've had all week to prep for that first drive. That's all that is. I can't even fathom what that even means, honestly. Be like, you
just go out there with essentially no menu, no plan to actually go and attack the defense that you've been planning for.
I'm trying to in black and white terms, that must just mean most play cards would have your first 15 pulled out to the side. That's all that means. He must have still had an idea of what he was going to call. He just must not have had it separated on his card.
It's almost like a boxer not planning how he's going to approach a fight,
or how Carm comes into every show.
Right. And
I was going to say that I think this is great. Just fly by the skin of your pants. Let's go. Let's figure out what's going on in the moment and see what we can make work. But the whole point of this, Gregory, thanks for bringing it up, is that you're trying to make your quarterback as comfortable as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
So if he knows what's coming, he's going to be more comfortable regardless of what the defense is doing. So that just seems way off.
Well, real quickly, I have some of the results from the games and what would be the first, let's say, 15 plays. I mean, you have 3 straight punts from the Tennessee Titans. So not very good. You have a field goal on the first drive that they got offensively against the Texans, and then you go punt the next drive. You go to the Colts, miss field goal, 11 plays, punt.
Bad,
yeah, so, I mean, we're getting some mixed results here. You have 3 straight punts against the Los Angeles Rams, so there's your 15 plays. And then last week against Carolina Panthers, you have the 3 and out, but then you get a touchdown. So
they
starting to figure things out.
And last week they immediately pivoted to doing things faster, getting the speed. Shane Waldron, no huddle offense, moving as best they can to try to catch different options as far as guys, just get in the rhythm, get the Panthers stuck on the field with different personnel.
We all silly like the mayor.